Hello everyone, welcome to Teamfight and Tactics. I am of course ImpetuousPanda, part of the Rising Legends broadcast team, and I'm joined for a bigger, better, longer interview with 61. It's going to be a different format. It's now going to be on YouTube as well. And we're going to have a chance to, I think, deep dive more into the personal side of some of the top players and just biggest personalities in EMEA, in TFT. In that case, of course, one of the names that has to be there is 61. You are a legend in the scene. But Double, tell me how you're feeling. How are you right now?
First of all, thank you. I'm feeling really good. There is a new patch yesterday, I think, and I didn't play yet, but I think it will be a good patch. I mean, we had two really bad patches, so I think it can be worse. So yeah.
So Double, this interview is going to be about not just this set, but more a general interview to get to know you better as a person. Obviously, you're one of the names, as I mentioned before, that is just incredibly known throughout the EMEA scene, throughout the French scene, of course, throughout the world scene, and it all started with set 3. But before we get to that, and before we get to why your name is so well known, I wanted to ask you just a little bit about yourself. Whatever you're happy to share about who you are, where you're from, a little bit about your backstory before getting into TFT.
So I'm 61. I'm from France, and I was playing TFT as a casual at the beginning of the game, and when Worlds got announced, I just played it competitively because I just enjoyed the game and I was kind of good at it. So yeah.
Well, kind of good at it, I think, is an understatement. I think you were probably very good at it, and then you became even better, as we all saw. Before TFT, though, did you play any other games competitively? Are you a competitive person growing up playing sports? Were you someone that liked to be the best, that wanted to be the best, or was this like a new thing that developed with TFT?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I am a very competitive person in the life of every day. Before TFT, yeah, I played other games like mobile games, or I even played League of Legends, not as a pro player, but I was really good at other games. And yeah, when TFT came out, it was just the game for me. It was the game.
Now, going into set 3, I think this was a set that you maybe have the most memories, or the strongest memories, because a lot happened in your career in set 3. It was the first global championship, the first kind of actual worlds for TFT happened in Galaxies in set 3. This is when I think TFT competitive started getting a little bit more serious. We got kind of more information and more more of an idea from Riot that they wanted to support this as an esport, that they wanted to actually support the scene and let it grow. And you became the first world champion for TFT, representing EMEA, representing France, the first and the only from EMEA, unfortunately, and from France. But how was that experience for you? Going into Worlds, did you feel like an underdog? Did you feel like favorite? How good did you think you were? How good do you think the other players were? Give me like a general rundown of that Worlds experience.
When I qualified for Worlds, I mean, I was clearly an underdog. I don't had the objective of winning. I mean, I was like the farthest I go, it is
an accomplishment already.
How to say? Yeah, I mean, I don't have an objective, so winning the Worlds was a surprise for me. I mean, but when I win it, I was really happy. And in set 4, when I choked at EMEA because of many reasons, and also at set 5, I was really hungry. I mean, I wanted my revenge, and I can showed it. I think at set 6, I went to Worlds again, and I went to Worlds again at set 7. I didn't win, but I am sure one day I will be in final, and I hope I will win for French fans and EMEA people. So yeah.
I hope so, yeah. So, I mean, set 6, I remember it was the first time that it was when I started casting TFT, and I knew about you as a player, as a name, obviously, throughout the set 6. But I don't know if you remember, the first interaction we ever had was the interview on day 1, before the regional final started. It was Makes, me, and we were talking to you. And then I got to see, at the time, a very young player, and I was so surprised that this is the name everyone was talking about. This is the one of the favorites, one of the top players, because you look so young at the time. And also, you're rocking the mustache. Now, I'm also part of the mustache gang. In honor to you, that's 100% the truth, definitely not lying. But going back about your age and going back to set 3, you won Worlds when you were 16 years old. The prize pool was $40,000 for that win. Do you think your age made a difference? Do you think it's surprising to you that being so young, you were able to accomplish so much? And at that age, how did it affect you? Becoming a world champion, obviously maybe a bit of an ego boost, a confidence boost in an age where you're hungry for that validation, that you're ready for these challenges. How was that feeling overall, the experience of being so young?
I mean, yeah, of course I was happy, but it didn't give me a sort of confidence, because I think I already have it. I know what I am capable of. I know what I can do. I know what I can't do. So yeah, for sure I was happy, but I think how to say? I think I didn't do.
It didn't affect you, your age. You think it's just whatever. It wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, no. For me, it wasn't a big achievement. For me, a biggest achievement would be winning again Worlds. I mean, winning for one time is really good, but winning a second time is maybe impossible. I don't know. We'll see in the future. But yeah, my goal is to win Worlds again.
And at that age, especially with the prize money you earned at the time, I assume you were still in high school, still finishing your studies while you were 16 and finishing that. How did that affect your relationship with your classmates, your friends in high school, your family? What did they think about you suddenly devoting a lot of time to TFT, to competing, and then having the validation of, hey, I spent a lot of time doing this. Usually parents are like, oh, don't play video games, it's not good for you, all this. But then did you kind of feel like you shut people up saying, hey, I can play this game, find success, and now I can live off it? And obviously you have a career now with Carmen Core as a competitive player as well. How was this feeling in terms of your trajectory being a teenager still?
Yeah, as you said, my parents were like, no, don't play video games, you're wasting your time. So I showed that we could do things with video games. I am not only playing in my room for nothing. So yeah, when I won, it was I was happy that people see that it's not useless. I mean, it is for something.
And your friends and your classmates in school, did they know that you were playing in TFT? Did they watch the tournament, for example, or did you keep it kind of more of a secret? How was that experience?
Yeah, they knew. I mean, because I was playing video games before, I was kind of good at other games, and I was always beating them. So yeah, they were like, Double is very good, and he showed it.
He proved it.
He showed it. Yeah, he proved it in TFT. So yeah, they were like, they don't they understand nothing at TFT. They don't know how to play it. When I'm playing it, they are like, what is this Sham doing? I don't understand nothing. So yeah, they were kinda proud.
I think you should have done a 5-minute guide for your classmates. Like, this is how TFT works. So when you're watching, you understand. I think that would have been a good idea, probably. Talking about your family, we talk about your parents, but you also have a cousin who also happens to be very good at TFT. This is, of course, Carmen Core Cambiz, who did very well last year in the Hex League. I don't know, he didn't end up winning in the end. I think it was Volta that won, but for a while he was one of the leaders. He was doing very well. And obviously just a top player in EMEA. Maybe hasn't accomplished the same as you because you're one of the standouts, but definitely among the best players from France. How does it feel having a cousin that's so good at the game? How are your family meetings, your Christmas meetings when you're both so good at TFT and making a career out of it? What's the dynamic with your family and done with him specifically with Cambiz?
Our family are proud, I think. I mean, when they see Cambiz and me competing at the same day, they are cheering us. They sometimes look the EMEA stream, and they don't understand the game, obviously, but they are like, oh, Cambiz win, oh, double win. And yeah, when Cambiz won the X League in Split 2, they were really proud. And when we came back to home, they were like, oh, the champion, etc. So yeah, it was really good.
And now you're both champions, you know, in different things. You know, worlds maybe a bit bigger, but still, you're both now. At least you can say you're champions.
Yeah.
So I think it's a cool thing. But now, even more so, I think you should make a guide for your friends and family. You're saying your family doesn't understand it either, so this is your goal for this set. Make a guide explaining how TFT works. And now, anytime any uncle or grandmother asks you something about TFT, like here's a YouTube link. Look at this video, and you'll learn. I think that's probably a good idea for the career you have ahead of you as well. I think it's still many years of TFT. It's great idea.
Yes, I will not understand, but yeah, maybe it's a good idea.
Talking now past set 3, you already mentioned a little bit about set 4 and 5, but going into set 6 specifically, a lot changed. You obviously got really good form into the regional finals. You won the regional finals in a dominating fashion. I don't know if you remember, I made a Twitter post even of how crazy your results were because you were playing so flexibly. You're also known as a very creative and flexible player in EMEA. A lot of the first thing someone asks or someone answers when you ask them, you know, one word to describe double, it would be, I think, creativity or flexibility. You're able to play many different lines and somehow find success where other players can never even dream of it. How do you feel about your playstyle? I think maybe you and someone like Scapeus are like also in that you know bundle of creative players. How do you feel about your playstyle in TFT? Do you think you're different to many other top players?
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, you have to work really hard to have this playstyle. I think you need to know everything about the game. You need to know every transition, every comp you can play, every comp you can't play in some spot. So yeah, it's a really hard gameplay. But as the EMEA tournament to qualify for Worlds are in 0.5, I can come prepare. I mean, we had like 3 or 4 months before. We played a lot of GSC, we played a lot of ladder games, a lot of scrims maybe, sorry. So yeah, I mean, just playing and having the most how to say,
Open mind.
yes, open mind. So I think just knowing as much as possible the game is the best way to play TFT.
That's a hard task because TFT is a very information-heavy game. There's so much to learn, especially when you start thinking about interactions between not just, you know, a single unit and an item, but all the different units with different items and augments. Now even more so, the complexity has, I think, risen even more. So it is a hard task, but you heard it here from Double 61. Just learn everything, and then you'll be good at the game. Not so easy to do that.
That's the advice I can give.
Talking about your team, I think this is also a very interesting topic to discuss. I'm not sure, is it pronounced Carmine Corp? Carmine or Carmen?
Carmine Corp, yeah.
Okay, so this was founded in 2020 by, if I'm not mistaken, 2 very big French streamers, YouTube content creators, one of them being Kameto, and then a French rapper joined in and became a founder with the group. And that's where the Carmine comes from. I actually learned that today. I was doing some research to make sure I had my info correct. And I didn't know this. So the name comes from Kameto, the ka part, and then the mine comes from Prime, one of the rappers. How did it feel joining this org? At the time you joined it, it was still very, you know, close to the origins of the org. I think it's comparable maybe to Koi in Spain, the org that Ibai founded. I think they're both orgs that started a few years ago, but have grown like crazy, and they have very, very passionate fandoms, especially. They're fans that really are almost like football fans, that they're diehard fans of this team. You came into this team. How does it feel? Did you feel honored? Was it something that did you know these you know, Kameto before all this happened? What was your experience joining the team?
When I joined Carmine Corp, yes, I knew already Kameto and Prime, and I really like the streams especially, and yeah, I was really proud because I knew that we had the same objectives. I mean, they want to shine, and I want to shine too. I want to represent them as much as possible. Sorry. I want to win everything, especially Worlds. I did it one time, and I repeat myself, but I want to win it again. And yeah, because we have the same objectives. I mean, it feels like I feel really well at this org.
You feel very comfortable, yeah.
Yeah.
And looking at Karmine Corp, probably the biggest esports organization to invest and to believe in TFT, do you find this strange? Why do you think it is that Karmine Corp decided to maybe gamble on you and maybe gamble on TFT when it wasn't really as big as it is now? I think the last two sets especially, it's grown so much, and we've had obviously interviews last set with the head of esports for Riot saying that TFT is going to become their main focus now. It's going to grow even more. So now it's clear. We can see the growth and we can see where it's going. But in set 3, set 4, not so much. Do you think Karmine Corp took a bit of a gamble on you? Do you think it was justified?
When I was talking with Karmine Corp, I mean, we were really close in the period of TFT. Before I was a player for them, we were already really close. So I don't think it was a gamble. There was already shows in the game that was saying, guys, invest on TFT. It's a good game. You can get a lot with investing not a million of money. So yeah, I don't think it was a gamble. It was just a good opportunity for both of us.
Yeah, it sounds like, especially in France, I think France is almost a different ecosystem compared to the rest of EMEA and even parts of, maybe North America as well. In France, you guys have a very, very passionate community from all sides, players, organizers like Sean, for example, like I'm So Fresh as well, who are players as well, but a lot of what they do, I think, is for the community as a whole and the events they put on and everything. I think that maybe made it a lot easier for Karmine Corp to say, hey, this is a thriving, a big scene that's going to become even bigger, and they were right. But how do you feel about France as a whole, where it's so separated from the rest of Europe? There's so much more going on. There's so many different tournaments that are happening, and LAN events as well. Even with COVID the last 3 years, there was still big LAN events happening last year in France. Do you feel happy this is the case?
Yeah, of course, I'm happy. I mean, yeah, France is, I think, the best region in EMEA because there is so many players, as you said, and there is a lot of tournaments. So before important tournaments, we can train a lot, and there is a lot of excellent players also. So we can discuss with players about the meta, about TFT, about everything. So yeah, this is what makes us strong, I think.
Talking about important tournaments, Hex League started in set 7. This is the first time that France has an official kind of Riot sanctioned, regional competition, the TRCs that are called now for this set. How did you feel about Hex League last set? Did you like how it was set up? Do you like the format? Do you like overall the tournament experience? And how are you feeling about it this set as well?
I think the format is really good. Generally in TFT, we don't have enough games to prove who the best player is, and in X League we have 20 games in the regular season. Unfortunately, the final day that give everything is a classic format, but now it changed a bit. The first player of the regular season have 4 points compared to the other people. So yeah, I think the format is really good, and I hope that it will improve in the future.
You finished 6th in set 7 for the Hex League, if I'm not mistaken. You're 3rd right now in the classifications after, I believe it's just 2 days that happened until now. Obviously, we're still at the very beginning of tournaments and the official competition in set 8. How do you feel about your position this set in the Hex League? Do you think you can win it? Do you think, is that your goal to try and maybe win like the hat trick, the Hex League, the regional finals, and Worlds as well for this set?
I mean, I think I can win it. It's not my objective. In TFT, my objective is always the EMEA. I mean, I play for the EMEA, I train for the EMEA. So I think I can do a good positioning at X League. But yeah, if I can win it, of course, it's better. But I'm focusing on EMEA and on World.
Hopefully you're focusing more than in set 6. I heard you played a little bit of Valorant leading up to set 6 Worlds.
But... Yeah, I was not liking the game because of the meta and because of other stuffs. And when I don't like the game, I mean, I can't play it. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
And it is the case for set 8 for now. I mean, I don't really like hero augment. I think it is very RNG in a game that we already have a lot of RNG. I hope it will change for 8.5, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully the balancing, especially the hero augments, there being so many, it's very, very difficult for the developers to. I think they mentioned it as well. They knew that. They admitted that one weakness to this is the fact that there are so many new augments. There's not iterations of past augments like we have like Celestial Blessing, etc., where you've been fine-tuning it over the sets. A lot of new stuff, and it's hard to balance, obviously, just a sheer number. But as you mentioned, I think the next few patches, it should help in making so there's less variance. So like the best and the worst are a little bit more in the middle, and that way it's less impactful in that sense. But talking about Worlds from the perspective of EMEA, you are, the only good news I think we have from this region when it comes to Worlds, especially considering the results in the last 3 years. EMEA did not do so well. You placed, I believe it was 16th in set 6, and you played, 18th maybe in set 6.
In set 6, I placed 17 or 18.
Yeah, around there. And then last year, a little bit worse, in the 26 or so. What are your feelings about Worlds and about the general international competition? China has been extremely dominant, and Europe has been, despite there being high hopes, especially last set, we had, I think, a very good roster of players on paper. Players like Lelouch, like Daisy, like yourself, and new-ish players like Brix and Noel. But it didn't really work out. Do you think it's just a case of a small sample size? Do you think there's a bigger thing that EMEA is missing to do well in these tournaments?
Honestly, of course, China is really good, and EU can be really good too. I mean, I think we are not good since like 2 or 3 sets. Maybe we need to train more. Maybe we need to inspire from other regions more. Of course, we have to work in some stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know why EU are that bad, but yeah, I will, and French player will try to repair this.
So one thing that I've mentioned a lot in different podcasts that I've been on and I've talked about is the fact that in Europe, obviously because of the different languages in different countries and having such like segregated communities, it makes it so that maybe we aren't able to grow and increase our knowledge and kind of our game sense and kind of our performances as much as other regions that are more together. For example, China, I think is the best and biggest example. Do you think there's a case where maybe there should be an attempt at more integration between the very top players, the best of the French players, the best of the Germans, the best of all of the best European players could maybe work together more to kind of a scrim group or an idea like this for the next Worlds? Do you think that would help maybe?
Yeah, I think it will help. I think for this set we will have a Discord scrim between European players, so we can train and be better at TFT. And yeah, as you said, it is really hard because, for example, for me, I don't speak English that well, so yeah, it is kind of hard to exchange with other people. But yeah, with the scrims coming in set 8, I hope that it will improve the level of EU.
I hope so too, because I'm tired of getting bullied on all the broadcast tests. Every year I come in extremely confident, we have the best squad ever, we're gonna do so well, and then not so much, and I just disappear from social media for a few weeks. So this set, please, Double 61, save me, or else I can't do it 3 sets in a row. Is too much.
I will try.
I wanted to ask you also specifically about TFT. Anyone that's trying to improve in TFT and maybe aspires to be like you. I think it was a case of Slooper in Brazil in set 3 when he did so well and got 3rd. That made it so that so many Brazilian players suddenly saw, oh, I can also play TFT at a high level and make a living out of this and do well. It's a possibility. Do you think the same thing happened in France? Do you think when you won set 3 World Championships, the Galaxies, do you think you inspired a lot of other players and a lot of the community to become better as well?
Yeah, I think, I hope it was inspiring. I mean, when we play every day at TFT, we want ourselves to be better, and we also want the other people to be better. So yeah, I think inspiring on TFT is very important. I hope that when we play tournament, etc., people are like, "Oh, this is really crazy. I want to be, I want to do the same." And yeah.
This is basically me. I don't say it live on air, but I'm basically thinking like, wow, I want to play a double. After set 6, really, that was my thought process. It really did inspire me in some ways.
Thank you.
But if players wanna get inspired and want to be like you, can you run me through your normal day of TFT, or let's say your routine now when you're competing? Obviously, a new patch. This is the time where you want to be playing a lot of TFT. What is your kind of 24-hour schedule when you wake up? How much time do you play TFT? Do you have any specific ways where you play like in like a 2-hour cycle, or do you play many games in a row? How's your how do you play with TFT? How's your experience in day to day?
My routine when I play TFT is random. I think. I mean, when TFT we have the chance that it is a solo game. It's not like League of Legends or Valorant. We don't have hours where we say, guys, we scream at these hours. You need to be here because it's a solo game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's random. I watch a lot of streams. I play a lot. I think it needs to be 50-50 playing and watching streams because yeah, learning is really good, but practicing it in a real condition is also a very good way to learn TFT. So yeah, my routine is watching streams, playing, watching streams, playing.
And what streams do you watch? Do you watch only French players, or are there other players maybe from North America? Are there regions that you also like to watch and learn from?
No, I watch everything, and in 0.5 when worlds are coming, EMEA are coming, I watch a lot of Chinese players. I mean, they are really inspiring. They are really strong. They know a lot compared to us, especially when it's a new meta. They are really strong at it. So yeah, I watch everyone, and I like to watch tournament. For example, when there was the Defender Cup in NA, I watched it and I think that it helped a lot. For example, it helped me for X League. I mean, you take information, and yeah, it can never be bad.
Yeah, I also watch, and I think I completely agree with you. You learn so much by watching other players, and I watch a lot of streams to try and implement a lot of the things that I learn, and definitely become a better player and better caster as well, in my case, for TFT. I think this is everything I wanted to mention in terms of the questions, but I'm going to get a little bit spicy near the end of this. We didn't prepare this, so I hope you have maybe some thoughts ready, but I wanted to ask you, you're a player that's been around for a long time. Despite your pretty young age compared to everyone else, you're a veteran player in TFT and in EMEA. And you've pretty much seen all the other top players come and go. You've seen the different levels they've had. If you had to say a top 5 of all time in EMEA, what players would you pick?
Of all time?
Of all time.
I mean,
you can include
question.
Yourself if you want.
No, I will not. But it is a really hard question. I mean, I don't think we can judge people on performance. Of course, it is important to have good performance, but if I need to rank people, in first I would say Lekoko. Lekoko is a really good player. I mean, I watch him improve every day. I know what he's capable of. He's a very good player. He's really intelligent. He knows how to play the game. He knows everything in TFT. So yeah, I mean, even if he didn't perform a lot in the beginning of TFT, he showed that he could go towards 2 times in a row. Yeah, I think he's really good. In second position, I put Daisy. I think Daisy is one of the best players in EMEA. Unfortunately, he did bad at this world like us. But yeah, he proved so much in the game. He proved that he could be always rank 1, always in the top ladder. And sometimes when he played tournament, he failed like everyone. I mean, TFT is sometimes hard when tournaments are in 5 games for example. And the other 3 people, I don't know. I mean, there is a ton of players. There is a.
So off the top of your head, maybe not the top 5, but 3 other players that you would consider definitely in the conversation for this list.
I'm thinking. I think we can put Voltarix on because he also proved a lot in the game.
Yeah.
We can put maybe Lelouch. Lelouch is really good. He is the EMEA champion in set 7. I think he can improve like everyone, but yeah, Lelouch is really good too. And in 5, in the 5th place, I don't know.
In the 5th place, double 61. Easy answer.
No, I don't put myself, but I think in 5th place I would put a lot of players.
Okay. So
Honestly, a lot of players.
All right.
Yeah, it's flex spot.
Right. We didn't prepare this, so I allow it to not have everything, because I know it's hard to do it in 1 or 2 minutes. But that's a pretty good list. Definitely names that I was thinking you would definitely have there. Dasic, Volta, Lekoko, and Lelouch, all big names in the EMEA scene. And again, they've proved so much, and they have a chance to prove still a lot more this set. As do you, Double. I hope you have the best of luck in all your tournaments and Hex League and regional finals. I'll be casting most of them as well, so I'll be able to see how you're playing and how you're doing. And for Worlds as well, very excited to see if finally the curse will be broken. Double, you have to promise me you won't be playing Valorant before Worlds is set. Do you promise?
No, okay. I promise. Don't worry. I will make you proud.
Okay, I feel more confident now. So our mustache brotherhood can be intact then. Or else our friendship is over. Thank you so much, Double, for all the questions. I think we definitely got to know a bit more about you as a person. Hopefully our viewers enjoyed it as well. And we'll be seeing you on the broadcast for GSC, and also, of course, throughout this entire set. And hopefully you and Carmen Core and the French community can definitely continue growing and continue being kind of one of the things to look forward to in TFT and EMEA at least.
Thank you.
Do you have any last shout outs you want to give to anyone?
I will give it to Carmen Core fans. I mean, I think they know how much important they are for all Carmen Core players. They, as you said at the beginning of the interview, it's like a football club. I mean, they are so much, and sometimes it is kind of hard for player in every game, and I want them to give as much as possible as support. So yeah, I will give my shout out to them.
That's great to hear. I think you're definitely accomplishing it for now. But again, like I said before, I think you still have a lot of years of TFT left in you, and a lot of years of competition and succeeding, hopefully, in esports and just in anything you put your mind to as well. So again, thank you so much, Double, for the interview, and best of luck this set.
Thank you.